Today we're going to review the elements of plot. So for your bell work activity, I want you to think about, do you know the 5 elements of plot off the top of your head? Think about them. If not, here is a review. So we're going to start with the exposition, and we work our way up the mountain. Every story, even literary nonfiction, personal narratives, have elements of plot. In the exposition, let's describe plot first. Plot is an organized pattern of events in a story. It can also be called the sequence of events, or plot mountain. The events are all related to each other. We start off our story with the exposition. This usually occurs at the beginning of the story. Here, the setting is described and the characters are introduced, and we may learn some background information. As we move up the mountain, we start with the rising action. This is the part of the story that builds interest or suspense. Normally, an inciting incident occurs, something that sets the action into motion, and we understand the conflict or the problem that is taking place in our story. The conflict is the problem. And then we reach the top of our story, our plot mountain, and this is called the climax. This is the most exciting, dramatic, the saddest part of our story. This is a turning point for our main character. They usually come face to face with conflict at this point, and they have to change in some way. After the climax, we start making our way down the mountain, and we find the falling action. Here is where we solve our conflict. This is when all of the elements are tied up and our climax is taken care of. And then at the very end, we have our resolution. Because of the word resolution, please don't get confused. We have already solved our conflict in the fall of action. Here is our happily ever after, when we find out how our characters will live their life or not. So they end the story, and we are left hopefully feeling complete. So please watch this great little film about this dog named Pip. I would like for you to jot down in your notes, in your L&B. Remember, we made a label called Plot Elements. I was hoping you were taking notes while we were discussing each element, but here you will list the events using the elements of plot, or the plot mountain, of this short story, the short film, that as you watch it. And then please go to Schoology. There is an assignment called Plot Chart for Pip. Open up that assignment and fill in 2 or 3 sentences per element, so that I can see that you understand elements of plot using that video. If you have any questions or need any help, I am always available. Please send me an email. We can meet for academic tutoring, and I hope that I can see you in Zoom.